Hey, what's up, y'all? Bomber's Garage. This little quick intro for this video. This is the restoration process of my Kubota Rotary Mower, model Romeo Charlie 6071 Bravo. You can see a little bit of it down there in the background. Had to do two parts. YouTube wouldn't let me load the whole video for whatever reason. It kept saying error fail. I tried to do these in like 4K. I don't know what that is, but I know it's good. I have a 401k, but 4K, meh, with YouTube. All right, enjoy, y'all. Part 1 of 2. Part 2 will be next week on Wednesday as well. Thanks. Hey, y'all. Last night, Bug and Zach were out. Bug is AKA Stilson Custom Sign. They helped me flip this finish mower, belly mower, for the Kubota over. Need to power wash it, but I've soaked a little Kroll on all of these, got me a block ready, and we are going to take those apart. One thing, I thought I was going to use the old impact, but my socket set didn't go that big, so there's that. So we're going to be doing them by hand with an old hammer wrench right here. But first, this is what I'm wearing. And we need to change into our 1620s and these old Red Wings that I put a ton of miles on. All right. We soak these things down with Kroll, like I said, and we'll see if we can bust them loose, because they are in pretty rough shape. What the heck? Well, that come off super early. Super easy. I love this crescent wrench. It's one of my favorite hammer wrenches, y'all. That's not little bit of rust in there. We will grease those up when we reassemble them. Now, soak these in some degreaser and clean them. These also have an Allen head in them on the top. I don't know what kind of beefio Allen head wrench you're using on that. Still mashed my finger. Y'all, I am shocked that these are coming loose this easy. This is pretty freaking awesome. Oh, I see now. There's a little split ring. We'll clean these up, get them super nice, and then put a little bit of grease, the old red grease on this. I see there's a couple of spots they've repaired on this with some welding. It looks like someone has ran it into an immovable force. Super close. a blessing. I cannot believe these come off this easily. All right, let's take a gander at these. They're definitely not serviceable. So they have hit a couple of really hard things, missing some guts. I can see this has been welded here. This has been tacked in there where it originally was bolted, and we need to clean all that crap off of it. All this needs to be scraped and cleaned. And then here, that doesn't appear to hit, but it's been smoked pretty good, and on this side too. There's some other welding repairs around it, but we'll start getting this thing cleaned up. I want to knock all of this stuff off of it, kind of hit it with a wire brush, and then I'm going to use some rusty metal primer on it, this here, and then we will go back with an industrial gloss black on the underside. And I just got some touch up for this. I want to use this till I can't anymore and fix it up right. And then when it is finally just beyond repair, we are going to purchase a pull behind and not have anything under the belly. I don't mind the belly mowers, but I'd rather have a bush hog and a finish mower that are both attached to the 3-point in the back. Because just driving over this thing, hooking it up or whatever seems like a pain in the butt to me. All right. Let's scrape some of this nonsense off of here. And yes, I know this will go back fairly quickly, but we are going, once we get this thing clean, we're going to lube the crap out of that, or it'll spin a little bit, and nope, you don't need to knock that down, but we've got a ton of stuff to scrape off of here. Tell you what, we might not power wash this. I might just clean it up all by hand. I like it. Scoop up what we can, shop vac it, hit it with a wire brush, knock off some of the flaky stuff, and then get a coating of paint on it of what we have. All right, y'all don't need to watch all this. You get the general gist of it, but it's gonna come out pretty dang clean, y'all. Well, been scraping, cleaning. I'll do a little view of this. I'm kind of glad I did this over just power washing it, because it let me kind of see that this isn't that bad. That's fun. I thought this was going to spring up. The lack of lubrication is going to work out fine. Spit on that thing. Sorry. Stupid joke. I know. I figure, sorry for the dipping, y'all. Stressful day. I figure with I'm getting to that age where now I can make some super dumb dad jokes and can get away with it. Because I'm not cool, never will be cool, but I thought that was funny. That's a pretty good chunk of mess right there. Let me disconnect this little girl right here. So you used that wire brush, this wire brush, wherever the scrapey boy is. But man, it cleaned up fairly nice. There it is. Got a little bit more sweeping and cleaning to do, and scraping on that and just prepping it for that rusty metal. Y'all, I know proper way to do this. I did used to own a powder coating business. Would be to strip this bad boy down, take it, sandblast it, powder coat it, all that stuff. But we're just getting it where we can get some cutting done. And you know, man, using these, they get beat up anyway. So this is going to service us for the low budgetness that is our garage. Do those gears individually, though I guess it doesn't really matter. I didn't mark them or anything, so I'm sure they will be fine. All right, y'all. I like to go with the least abrasive stuff first, or least strong. So we're going to use some super clean, see how it does. And then these, I freaking love these funnels. No galvanized over the plastic is my jam. Let's do this without wasting the super clean. I'm gonna let that marinate a bit. All right, so last night took this scrubby boy here, and I think what was in the bucket, I'm pretty sure it was Diablo wheel cleaner from Chemical Guys. And man, I just soaked and scrubbed the crap out of this. Scrubbed everything that I could around it. Got a bunch of the loose stuff off, and then lifted it up, and then this drained perfectly into a bucket. Made a little bit of a mess, but it was still good. The old pancake compressor doing the Lord's work over here. Alright, got some of this rusty metal primer. We're going to put a coat on this goodness. So there's the little Chemical Guys bucket, my pancake compressor, and then my shop air conditioning. Let's get this going. Alright, and I know this is not the proper way. Like I said before, I own a powder coating shop. If I still had the powder coating shop, I would have sandblasted this. Taken all the bearings, taken everything out of it, sandblasted it, and then would have put it back a nice Kubota orange, or maybe a little Chevy orange. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a quick fix. Protect this a little bit because we are definitely going to upgrade one day. And I've had pretty good luck with this as far as it encapsulating rust, and I know that this is going to get beat off of here, but it does offer some protection to what was previously just a bunch of grass and nastiness. So tonight, this weekend is the Bay City Cool City Car Show. Is tomorrow. I'm not going to be able to go to it. I've got some chores that I've got to finish around here that take precedence over me going. But tonight, my good friend Roger Rosebush, from like 3 o'clock to 6, and we're going to do a little video of this, is having a little gathering at his shop of friends and all. And so they have a cruise in that goes around Bay City this evening in conjunction with a car show. And Roger has invited me over, and Bug is back, and a few other folks, some of his friends, to come and hang out at his shop. He's going to do some brats, have some beverages, and hang out. And because the cruise in goes right by his shop. So it'll be fun to hang out there and shoot lots of video of that, and then hang out with those guys, be home early. I'm gonna let the chickens out, let them do their little grazing. I'm gonna see if there's any spots on this, which I can see now that there are, but once it dries, I'll spot it one more time in any areas that didn't get paint on it. And then I've got this like voodoo blue that I'm going to paint it. And when we're painting that, I'll explain to you about that color. But man, here, normally I would do this, then either do this in orange or a black in the Rust-Oleum. But man, I don't see paint has gotten expensive. I see these quarts anywhere from $16 to $18 and up $70, $80 to a gallon or plus. And I've got stuff that's just been sitting around that I won't use before or won't use again. And the as much as I love like the black, like stuff like the D300 is definitely going to get you know, black paint on that a bit. But this voodoo blue I've got, or Air Force blue, people from Louisiana know what I mean by the voodoo blue, the cerulean voodoo blue or voodoo purple. But man, instead of that stuff just sitting there and getting old and no one's gonna see this, so it's gonna get blue. And y'all, I have used this stuff a lot on projects. Back at my old powder coating shop, I did a whole fence, rusty fence in this, that I didn't want to like sandblast the whole fence, and then went over it with black industrial enamel. This has been like a gallon of black industrial, Rust-Oleum industrial enamel was like $22 or $19 on sale or whatever. And now that stuff is just quadrupled in price. Which is just, it's insane to me how much of this stuff has gone up in price since COVID, and no relief in sight on it. It's going to stay the same. It's just sickening how that has happened. Makes me upset. All right, let's move around again. Y'all get to go for the whole ride here. Hey, that ended up being pretty much perfect. I've been using this same paint stirrer for months. I've got like 3 or 4 extra ones, but I'm like, I want to stack that paint up and make some, instead of Fordite, it's going to be called Bomberite. Of course, I'm not going to be cooking it or anything. If y'all don't know what Fordite is, I'll put a little picture in here. Fordite, I don't even know if any of it that comes out now is like not man-made, But when, even GM did it, Chrysler, but Fordite was kind of the first, or what people mainly know it for. They would do all these paints in these paint booths on these racks, and this paint would build up on the racks, all these different colors. And I might add this to Sunday story time too. And it would just cook. And after being in the oven, cooling down, this stuff become like almost stone hard. So people were breaking off chunks of this, and then they're taking it, and it's almost like a gem. They're polishing it down like turquoise or some of these others, agates and stuff, and has all these different colors in them, and they're making like cufflinks, necklaces, jewelry with these stones, and it kind of universally got called Fordite, kind of like back in Louisiana or in the South, deep South, where everything is Coke instead of pop. So if you say like, hey, you want a Coke, and they say what kind, and you're like, yeah, I got Dr. Pepper. So kind of went over that with Sunday's story, because I'm definitely up here behind enemy lines where everything is a pop. And I will not acclimate verbally, probably not ever, to this cold either, to this Yankee speak. Just not gonna do it, y'all. Not gonna do it. Look at this. I thought about heating this up and bending it back and all that stuff, but like this, we are doing to get it back on the road with fresh blades, fresh grease, fresh gear oil in the gearbox, and I think we're gonna rock that belt for a while. I think we'll be good. And use this old girl, and then when she plays out, we'll do a cleaning on her, list her on Marketplace, because this is an original, Kubota made one, and then we're going to get a finish mower that goes behind instead of the belly mower, because it's much easier to hook up a 3-point mower than having to do like that drive over it and all that stuff or whatever. All right, so I am save these for last, like a nice little light coat on them. I cleaned and scrubbed those, but last night, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that the camera was on, and I had fun scrubbing this old girl. Scrubbing her down, and then water, that's a low spot, so water was there, and I was lifting it up and putting it in the bucket, and I was like, this is cool, and I was telling a good story, and then I realized I had not pushed record like a dum-dum. So you just have to trust me about how cool it was. And you can even thin this down and spray it. I've sprayed it before, but normally the stuff I'm using this on, man, it needs to be brushed on. It needs a nice thick coat, and I can tell like how many, that's like, hey, I'm doing what I need to on it. First spraying it, letting it dry, and then hitting it up again with that. So what I'll do is let this dry while I'm at the cruise in, come back this evening, hit it up, let it have a good dry tonight, and then tomorrow we'll do that voodoo glue on it. And then we bought a quarter steer, and I'm going to pick up that quarter steer next week, and it's right near the Kubota place. So gas on the old heavy hauler warrants doing these trips like this where you're, you know, saving some gas money. I ain't too much of an old cheapo, but man, as expensive as they have gas right now, I can wait a couple of days and not ride, you know, 30, 40 miles round trip. And use 2 tanks of gas instead of 1. Or not tanks, but you know, I can spend that $20 on more paint, stuff like that I need. Y'all know what I'm saying. Alright, y'all, we're going to seal this back up with the old Craftsman screwdriver method. And then I'm actually going to talk, usually I will save these. Sometimes I'll cut the handle off and throw it back up in there because they're inexpensive. But there we go. I keep them brushes on me, yo. Chip brushes. Now hear the birds is singing. Got a video uploading last night down to Roger Rose bushes. And we do it where the sun is behind us. Watch the crews down there. It was fun. Looks like we're in an earthquake, yo. All right. We have this here gloss royal blue. I will put a put a link. What I did with this is my buddy Paul Horn. He had a Wilton Vice that was his dad's. Rest in peace, Mr. Horn. He was a Master Sergeant in the Air Force. And then, fun fact, he was at Barksdale Air Force Base in Bossier City, Louisiana, where we grew up at, the same time George Carlin was there. If you don't know who George Carlin is, Google that. But we got a nice coat on this, a couple of good runs in it, and going to be using this blue because we have it on deck and it's just been sitting there. Normally, I would paint this like an industrial enamel in black because that's just what you do. But this stuff has got like where it's like 16 bucks, 20 bucks a quart around these parts. And for now, this blue works just fine. On the top of the deck, we are going to go with the orange. But I know folks that talk about different types of paint, but I've always liked this Rust-Oleum. It's treated me right on the projects I have used. And this is just giving an extra layer of protection since we're cleaning this up. And most probably on this I am going to do 2 coats. Yesterday I did have a glove on when I primered this and still ended up getting paint all over my hand. I don't know if y'all can see that. And I should take my wedding ring off where I don't get paint on it. We got a nice sunny day up here. And I think this is going to dry real proper like. On this old finish mower. So last night went up to Rogers yesterday afternoon. Had a good time at the old cruise in. I think it's going to be a couple of weeks before I actually put this video live. But I've got a video about that, like I said, loading. We had a good time up there. Roger is just he's such an awesome dude. He's kind of retiring out and getting down to his, favorite projects he's keeping. Gonna get those done and enjoy them. Do a little drag racing and such. So it's gonna be cool. So let me know in the comments what do y'all think about this Voodoo Blue. What I tried to do was, his dad was in the Air Force in the 60s and early 70s, I believe. I'll put a picture of that vice end of Mr. Horn in here. And I tried to get a blue that was kind of close to that Air Force blue at that time, without trying to get it mixed and all of that stuff at the depot. So picked this one up and it did good. It looked great on the vise with the white accent and my fantastic lettering job that I did. Oh, and I was super stoked. Did that restoration, and Wilton Vices on their Instagram, they shared it. So that was freaking cool of them to do that. I know that meant a lot to Paul and his family. For them to show a little love for the work I put into it and the effort. A couple of cool comments on there, whatever. So we had posted a couple of pics of his pop with his Air Force uniform on. Now I know we'll have a little old blue on the other side, but we've got that Kubota orange spray paint to take care of that. Y'all, I love this engine hoist, and I know I got the bucket on this Kubota is super limited. I mean, it's a compact. It's basically for light stuff, mulch, stuff like that. I can do a little bit of gravel with it. I know what it says, but what it says, and people using this like it was a big tractor, is the reason that we're having to drill and tap and dive and all that stuff. I forgot I had an alarm reminder for a marketplace deal I'm having to do this morning. So I messaged that young lady. Yeah, this one's gonna need 2 coats. That rusty metal primer and that stuff is thick like buttermilk biscuit gravy. I like a thick gravy. When I make, Lindsay will have me make some, southern breakfast sometimes. And I do, biscuits and gravy. I like that gravy thick. Same with my grits. I like it thick. Don't like them runny grits. They're like oatmeal or some other kind of Yankee propaganda. What's that other stuff Yankees eat up here? You can't hardly get grits around here. and then go grits while they're eating their tasteless, unseasoned stuff, which is just crazy to me. Oh, blue. Yeah, when I finally do upgrade to a pull-behind finish mower, well, what I'd love to have, I don't know if it's going to be eventually, I do want a Kubota diesel, this lawn tractor size. Not a compact tractor, but a lawn tractor diesel. My buddy Gary McDowell has a couple of those. I'm gonna try to sweet talk him out of one. But there's a zero-turn diesel Kubota that is absolutely insane. Y'all see what I did? I knew I was gonna get that paint. Look at that. That's just disrespectful. Right there. I'll use this dirty rag. Even got some in the threads. What a dummy. What a dummy I is. So I'll have to clean that again. Looks like we got all that. Still got paint on me. Alrighty. Let's take this lid, and see if we can take y'all with us. Oh. Going Baja. Get this little old hammer. It's a cool little proto I got at a estate sale. All right, I don't think we're going to get paint on this. Got that sealed up. We did miss a spot there. You dummy. You should have checked that. But we'll brush some on. But yeah, that's the blue, y'all. I got to clean up that area and then do it. I was going to see about removing that little roller and then get that all greased up. But I think we're going to be good. That's a good little protectant on there. All right, I had to put some shorts and flip-flops on. Let's pull this bad boy. Fresh one on this. think that should go out that way. Let's see if we can. Maybe. Hey, y'all, thanks for watching. Part 2 will be next Wednesday, so be looking for that. Y'all take care. God bless y'all.